On November 10, 2018, an Iowa farmer named Todd Mullis made an emergency call to 911. He reported that his wife Amy had suffered a fall onto a corn rake and had become unresponsive. Amy was quickly rushed to the hospital due to massive bleeding, but was later pronounced dead.
Delaware County 911, what's the address of your emergency? Hello?
I'm on the road. I'm out of breath.
Okay. What's going on, sir?
My wife, she's not responsive. I don't know if she's hurt. I don't know. She was halfway out the door. I sent my son over to check on her. He yelled at me, and she looks gone.
Okay. We'll get an ambulance going in just a second.
I'm headed there. I just grabbed her and threw her in the truck. So my son called me.
Okay, you're headed to the hospital, and she's in your vehicle?
Yes, and there's no pulse.
Sheriffs from Delaware County initiated an investigation at the Mullis farm. Todd informed the police that Amy had been working with him and their 13-year-old son, Tristan, in one of the hog buildings prior to her unfortunate incident. This work was related to preparing for a piglet delivery. Todd and Tristan both expressed concern about Amy's well-being, as she had felt dizzy. Todd mentioned that Amy had undergone a medical procedure 4 days prior. According to Tristan, his mother wished to continue working, but his father suggested she rest in the house. Todd asked her to stop by a red shed on her way back to retrieve a pet carrier. After working for another hour and a half, Todd noticed the pet carrier was missing and sent Tristan to check on Amy. Tristan found Amy lying face down in the shed with a corn rake lodged in her back. He urgently called his dad, who had to remove the rake to rescue Amy due to the narrow shed entrance. Deputies started interviewing Amy's friends and uncovered that she had been involved in an affair with someone who worked on the Mullis farm. In the months leading up to her death, Amy had been keeping this affair secret and had expressed feeling trapped in her marriage. Her friends even jokingly referred to her as pot wife or prisoner of Todd. Authorities revealed that she had not shared a bed with her husband for nearly half a year. In August 2018, Amy had mentioned to a friend that if she ever disappeared, they should search for her in a forested area that she and Todd had acquired. Todd Mullis initially described the incident as a freak accident. However, police detected inconsistencies in his story and learned from Amy's friends that she had been in an oppressive and abusive marriage. As a result, Todd was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Authorities believed the murder was carried out in a fit of jealous anger and as a form of retribution for what they believed were years of suspected unfaithfulness. Prosecutors contended that the man violently used a corn rake to harm his wife, aiming to stop her from both leaving him and gaining access to a reported $2 million trust in the event of their divorce. Additionally, someone acquainted with Amy informed the police that besides seeking millions in alimony, she was also in line to inherit 50% of the couple's farmland if they decided to part ways. Todd had informed the authorities that Amy might have unintentionally fallen backward onto the rake and impaled herself. An autopsy uncovered that Amy had sustained 6 puncture wounds, whereas the corn rake responsible for her death had only 4 prongs. The medical examiner concluded that the injuries were not in line with someone falling onto a rake accidentally.
This is a photograph of the corn rake that was brought to the autopsy suite. There were 2 different directions of the 6 puncture wounds.
And what do those different directions indicate to you?
To me, they indicate that she would have to be impaled with the rake at least twice, possibly 3 times.
The most damning evidence against Todd included disturbing Google searches made days and months before Amy's death. 4 days before her suspected murder, he had searched for organs in the body. As investigators delved further into Todd's internet history, they found increasingly disturbing queries. Months earlier, Todd had allegedly been scouring the web for information, using search terms like killing unfaithful women and what happened to cheating spouses in historical Aztec tribes. Todd Mullis was found guilty of Amy's murder and received a life sentence in prison without the possibility of parole.